piece of glass on our face that is going to be both VR and AR, mixed reality. It's going to put virtual items on top of the real world, so Daffy Duck could be running around the floor here, or there could be things coming through the door that I have to shoot, or it could be showing me information about my stocks right now. And I just last week saw some eye sensors that are really small that are going to watch my eyes, so I'm going to be able to do things like look at a shirt and say, what kind of brand is that? And if it finds the brand, it'll go to Amazon and let me buy it and have it delivered, right? And there's going to be thousands of little experiences like this that are going to let us talk to operator and get assistance or see all sorts of stuff about the world as we move around it. There's a lot to build in that world, right? But first, we're going to get the VR world, which is going to happen for the next 3 years until we get something like Magic Leap or HoloLens on our face, which most of us believe will be around 3 to 5 years. What? And maybe I'd love to hear questions from you guys for the panel. But what should a small investor be looking at? Because I assume there's no billionaires in this room right now that you want to put $100 million in a meta. If there is, I can connect you. But most of you are probably investing less than $10 million in this space, right? So a small investor is not going to be playing with Magic Leap, which has $1.3 billion of investment already. What should the small investor be looking for in this space that might be interesting to get involved in right now? Tony?
Start with me.
Yeah.
So if you're early stage, we're talking about a kind of probably 5-year purview, 5 to 7 year purview for an early stage startup to then go all the way, right? And these things that we always want them to be a 2 or 3 year thing, but they tend to take longer than everyone wants, the entrepreneurs and everyone else. So you gotta find people. You know your formulas, you got your teams and all that. You gotta find people who are going for opportunities that are going to be big in this infrastructure. I mean, most of you probably aren't betting on content and hits, so you're probably thinking about somebody who can provide business value, either B2B for a B2B2C thing, or enterprise value where it's real bread and butter. And we're going to have already talked about that, I think, with augmented reality, especially because there's some opportunities now in the short term with that. So you're going to be looking at people who are like thinking about infrastructure, thinking about blowing this stuff out and providing software and services that are going to be generally useful across a broad segment. That would be my opinion about that. If I was an investor, if I was actively investing right now, that's what I would be looking for. But I'm all in with my startup stuff, so I don't do that right now.
I would say we still aren't 100% sure how the industry is going to shake out. We don't know what are going to be the killer unicorns of VR and AR 5-10 years from now. So it's really hard to try to base any sort of investment decision on traditional metrics like traction or users. It's still too early for that. So my advice would be look at the teams, look at the people. Have they done exceptional things before? And do they have a really brave idea?
Fast follow-up on that. Will it be too early to start looking at those metrics after the first wave of retail shipments from Oculus and HTC?
Wait, hold 1 second.
Are you done?
I just had a follow-up question. What do you think, Peter?
That's a good question. I think we are going to enter a period that's going to cause a lot of distress because we have super high hopes. There's been tons of hype around the space. We're going to launch these platforms, and all of a sudden, people aren't going to be minted billionaires overnight. There's going to be a little bit of distress. So it's going to come back to earth a little bit. That's my prediction. But certainly, I think thinking in terms of percentage of the total market is probably better than thinking of number of units shipped.
Another big difference that we're entering is if until now, in the last 30 or 40 years, we've been interacting with computers with a keyboard and mouse. This is all going away. We're going to start interacting in a whole new way. And looking for those companies that are trying to tackle the input mechanism, how do you interact with the computer where there's no keyboard, are going to be really interesting. That's going to be applied for VR and AR. Again, I don't think there's any winner there yet, and it's not going to be just one thing that takes them all. It's going to be probably a mix of things, from voice to eye tracking to things you hold, to things you wear, to things you actually wear in your body. These are things
you sit on, right?
Exactly. So how you interact? It's not interacting with the computer; it's interacting with the world around you, and that's a whole new interesting area.